All right, everybody, welcome to this. I guess it's a special edition of TikTok Live with Ja Rules, considering this is possibly the last one for a while. You know, it looks like maybe Trump's going to try to save TikTok with all the other big tech companies all behind him and stuff. I think everybody's trying to comply with what the guy wants. You know, considering Meta and X, Elon, and now TikTok. I think everything's going to kind of fall in line, but might be a little blackout here and there. So anyway, I figured I'd come on here and do got a kind of a tight schedule between my last dance class that's coming up and some other things I got going on later tonight. So thought I'd come on here and do a final. I was gonna make another video like my last video, and I just sat there and it's the funniest thing in the world. The last video I posted had two bands. Let me see if I put two up in here. Two bands that I had to appeal. And so on one hand, this is what I'm dealing with. I had two bands. I had to appeal one for people under the age of 18 or something for some reason. Then I had another one for misinformation, and I appealed both of them, and they both got accepted. But of course, the 2 days that it takes for all these appeals to go through. But I had never in my life received two bands, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, do I really want to go out and spend another 10 hours making a video to post it on TikTok to have it shadow banned, and then have to appeal it, and then go on, oh, thanks for the gift, and then go on YouTube where it'll get 3 views, and I'm like, yay, just really loving it. But now I say that. Now here's the other thing, and I don't know if anybody else is content creators out there, but in the awareness, thank you so much for all these gifts. They will be used to help others, but again, I don't know what's going to happen to this platform. So I don't know if anybody else is content creators out there, but for some reason, my profile that has been shadow banned, blacklisted, blackballed, all this for the last probably 7 months, all of a sudden got over 60,000 views on random videos within the last couple weeks. I don't know if it's TikTok's going away present to me or what, but they shadow banned me. They banned my video twice. So 2 different bans. They accepted one appeal, and it still had another ban on it. And I'm like, dang, I've never been double banned before. So that was, that kind of deterred me from making this great video about explaining how to operate within and without the U.S. jurisdiction, and kind of how the Monopoly Board works, and the Republic and stuff, and different entities you can use. And it was going to be a very great educational, enlightening video that was just going to blow everybody's mind. I thought to the probably 400, 500 people that TikTok would allow it to go out to. But so I have that on one hand where they're shadow banning the dog mess out of my stuff, but then on the other hand, they're promoting these random weird videos like it's like a going away present all of a sudden, which is just blowing my mind. But last night I went to a dance social. It's kind of fun. It's like my 3rd one that I've been to. Watching some Latin dance going on. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed this ride. I think it's going to be like a little bit of a kind of a lull is what I think, for maybe a few weeks or something, as the platform tries to figure out what it's going to do. I don't know how it's going to be restructured. I don't know what's going to end up happening with TikTok, but I am going to miss receiving actual true news, from people that send it to me, because that's where I get a lot of my information from, and that's where I have for many, many years, is from TikTok, and I really enjoyed it. I have people asking me to go to Red Note, to Lemon, to Lime, or whatever all these things are, and I'm just kind of like, I'm just so busy out there with the stuff that I got balancing and going on between family and friends and different job stuff and helping others, and I just I think I'm just gonna kind of back off of social media a little bit, because it's just just a lot. There's a lot going on, and you gotta balance life, and that's how it is. So anyway, on this possibly final live, I wanted to say, if anybody's got any questions, feel free to ask. That's what this time is set aside for. I am kind of busy, but wanted to what's up, Awareness Daily? Again, thank you for the gifts. Welcome everybody for joining. I am on a little early today because normally my bachata class, I'm on Eastern Standard Time, and that gets out around 8:30, and then it takes me like 30 minutes to drive from there. Then I get a little snack, a little something, and then come on here. But as of right now, yeah, the way the time crunch is between me having to meet a friend and this taking up an hour, usually it doesn't have to. If you don't ask any questions, I'll wrap this sucker up. But that's what happened. Lemon lime. Oh, that's why you laughing. Yeah, lemon 8, lime 8, whatever. Red note, red book, red something. Fire. There's even Trump said, and everybody's like, you got your country back. You got like I'm on the fence. I don't know what is going to happen. I do know that Trump is a businessman, and the U.S. is a corporation, and he did fairly well from what I remember. The economy was all right when we didn't have a fake president that sold out to corporate interests as much as the current one that's in the U.S. So I'm kind of interested to see what will happen. It seems like they're they're doing, my heart goes out to the 10,000 structures that have been burned down purposely out in L.A. Like, that sucks in Cali. I mean, it's a terrible thing. And, all these maps, these fire maps line up with, corporate structures that are planned in the future. So it's, it seems kind of bad on one hand, the amount of terror, and then there's so much misinformation out there. I mean, and the whole truth of it could be this whole thing is just a plan to get people merging on Red Note to, have us more infiltrated with Chinese influence. So who knows? Who knows that? Malibu. Yeah, a lot of these the do fire things are everywhere, and they're all similar in the way they're doing it. And I don't know what the ultimate goal is. It could just be to clear some land, to put new structures in or build back better butter or whatever they plan on doing. It's got to have an ultimate bigger corporate interest greed, whether or not that's a depopulation or whatnot. I'm waiting for TikTok to flag me the way I'm talking loosey-goosey, because they used to ban me just for talking like this. I mean, I cannot believe that they were promoting my videos. Like, I can't believe I had 60,000 profile views. Like, it blew my mind. Like, that's how it used to be back in the day. I'm talking 8, 9, 10 months ago, 11 months ago. I make a video. And one of the reasons why I would only put out one video a week is because I'd make a video and it would go out to 100 to 200,000 people. So I would be spending the entire week just answering questions, helping people, guiding and all this stuff. And then as I continue to get shadow banned and throttled down, like for instance, my last video, it is the third time that I posted that video. And it got banned twice. So it got removed from my profile twice, and this time it got banned twice. And I even put a video on it which has somebody else saying, that was a loophole that I found. I was going to have someone saying that this video is absolutely fake and false and it's just a joke and all that. And then I point and say that they're a liar, So like that's like a little loophole that I found for a workaround in order for me to make videos, because I don't like lying, And I was like, it's not gonna get shadow banned if I put this on it. And daggone, it got banned for audiences and for misinformation. I had to peel it twice, and they accepted both of them. And then on the other hand, they're promoting my videos out to everybody again, which is crazy. But I don't know. They're promoting videos that have very, very low. No, one of them did. My Postmaster, it wasn't too bad. So anyway, I hope all y'all are doing good out there. I hope nobody's. I ended up reaching somehow a lot of people that are in California on this walk. Part of my almost 40,000 followers, I think, that I amassed. So that was good. I thought about posting some in X, but I hate the 1 minute video thing unless they've changed that. Like it is a nightmare trying to edit my videos down to 1 minute. But so guys, again, this is probably might be my last time coming on here. If you want a recap of this video, you can join the 3 people that YouTube will show this to on my YouTube platform. Feel free to browse around on all the content I've created on my website. It seems to not be updating automatically. I put a video, it was beautiful, and I posted it in my Telegram group. It was about the eyes, and it just changed my whole perception on the way that the eyes work, and it was very, very amazing and enlightening. And my sister actually has an issue with vitamin A in her eyes, something called like Stargardt's or something like that. And I sent it to her, and I'm like, please watch this, because it would change your whole perspective on vision. Yeah, I've heard about the smart cities, and the smart meters too might possibly have to do with, some people think it might be the smart meters causing the fire, but I would almost say that it would make more sense to me if I was running just as for entertainment purposes, if I was running a military campaign that had drones with infrared lasers for clearing land out, that I would use the smart meters for homing beacons that you could see through from far away. So like as I'm flying, I could actually be able to see all of the pings, and that would allow it to line up with my my GPS or global or ground positioning systems and the map and grid and stuff that I have for my drones to fly over and stuff. That's how I would look at the smart meters. I have seen them catch fire. I mean, I not personally, but on videos and stuff like that. But unless if all the wires in the house become super hot, which is highly unlikely that a smart meter could control every wire because a circuit breaker works, or a panel works like this. The breakers in the panel are to protect the wires from overheating. Like, it's not, that's the only reason it's there for. The size of the wire and the size of the breaker is just to protect the wire from overheating. So that's why when you plug too many things in it, it trips, is because the wire is getting heated up. I don't think a smart meter could electrify and heat up every single wire in a house. Even if it did, it still wouldn't cause the damage that is happening with all the houses just dropping in place to ashes and then nothing, absolutely nothing standing there left. Like, there's no way that's like a smart meter fire. My thought would be that it's just like a homing beacon, or like just some type of to be able to position where houses are. Known as smart meter. Yeah, but on Kansas soil, Cal Washington, shout out about military grade weapons. Yeah, that stuff is real. Awareness daily, 3-part strategy: grantor entity, beneficiary entity, trust entity. Are you talking about the grantee acceptance? What do you mean 3-part strategy? Grantor entity. So a grantor is the one who puts trust or property into a trust, and then a beneficiary entity. You talking about like to separate like buffer from some type of liability, or how you talking? Kansas soil. I heard something about lithium batteries within the newer meters. Yeah, it's possible. And a lot of that, well, what feeds the meter is the actual power, the main power that comes into the house. And I watched a video on how power actually travels through wires. It actually travels on the outside of the wire. And that sounds crazy. I haven't done full blast research to do and take the full position that what I'm about to say is 100% accurate, but this has had a lot of validity to it from the tests that they've ran through it, that the majority of the power does not run through the actual wire itself or the jacket. It runs on the outside of it. And they've done some of these tests, so you can theoretically, quote unquote, steal power from the power lines if you have something that can harvest the energy right on the outside of the wire, because there's actual EMF and electrical current flowing on the outside of the wire itself. Smart meters burnt in California. Yeah, that's very possible, but I don't know about lithium batteries. Typically they put those things inside of as a fail-safe. They put them inside of all kinds of electric devices just to keep a little bit of memory, just in case if the battery, the power goes out or the battery dies or whatever. They're inside of computers, they're inside of watches, they're inside of clocks, they're inside of all kinds of things. It's just like a little micro battery. Same thing in the phone. So if you rip your phone apart, if you somehow could take the battery off of it, there's still like a micro battery that allows it to allows the CIA to turn it on and listen to you whenever you want, even if you take the battery out, pretty much. But yeah, smart meters burn in California. It is very, very possible. Yes, I see what you're saying, but I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about too. Oh, awareness to create 3 entities to operate with. Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of having the unlimited ability to contract, is you can most assuredly do business however you want. You can have a trustee or a trust that's a trustee of another entity that is the beneficiary of another entity that is the holding company of another entity that has an offshore account, on and on and on and on. And that's what a lot of these big ballers do, is they find different loopholes and depending on what you're trying to do. They have different entities to do their biddings in order to be the most beneficial to them, but they're also not very well learned in the mechanics of how all of the systems operate, so they wouldn't even know where to begin to operate outside of DC jurisdiction to even avoid a tax liability and to do whatever you want. Your average human has no clue about the DTC, has no clue about the bond on the Social Security number, has no clue about where money really comes from, that there's a private side to it, that signatures create assets on banks' books, on and on and on and on. But in the public, and guys, all this stuff that I talk about, you could live your life perfectly fine and healthy without knowing this. Of course, you'd be in the dark and the blind, but you could still be a very, very happy individual that does not know any of this stuff. You could be a publicly educated janitor out there and just be completely happy with life. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, and to whom much is given, much is required. So, the more that you gain knowledge, and the more that you become enlightened, the more that you become awake and aware, there's more responsibility that's on your shoulders. So that might be why I have a couple of these white hairs that's popping off, other than having kids, because they sure enough cause some gray hairs. All right, let's answer some questions. Let's see. On this special edition of Possible Last Live, USPS has many limitations on mailing items. Yeah, I believe that. Galactic Spud, the person who made lithium batteries said they'll never be safe or reliable. I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie that had, I want to say it had Tom Cruise in it, but it was all about the Zephyr, which was and I think they're coming out now with 0 Point Energy. They had a car that drove around with it, and a lot of these companies that feed off of the sweat equity off of, capitalists and all that don't care about giving free energy to people. They don't want a self-sustaining environment out there. They want to manufacture lack and have everybody depending on them. That's how you can control everybody. Because if people need you, then they have to do what you want. If they don't need you, they're not gonna whatever. But they lean on the government for all their medical and their health care and their food, and they're using their money and all their systems and stuff like that, and education, and that's how they perpetuate, compartmentalized idiots, or ignorance is probably a better word. But there was a movie, and I think Tom Cruise was in it, and it was talking about the Zephyr, and it had like perpetual energy inside of like this little flash drive device, but it overheated, I think, at the end. That was the only problem with it. But I think they're coming out now with little energy devices that's been around for a very long time. You got to understand what the governments are hiding from the people. They have some technology that we couldn't believe. Versus what's actually being released and trickled out slowly to the public. There's a big difference between those things. The person who made lithium items, blah, blah, awareness, been studying closed loop systems. Absolutely. So what you can do is something similar to like what the big guys do. That's, for instance, like Corporation Soul, which has the power of a municipal government. Okay, that's, boom. Or you can have entities that run entities, which is kind of like a loop system that has very, very beneficial perpetual interests that benefit all the other entities. Especially if you have like a family or a core that is the beneficiaries of something that you're trying to run and have stuff be perpetuating. And you can even set up something that has and I don't like for-profit, because you can do almost everything that a for-profit does not for profit, but you could, for instance, have a for-profit entity that feeds one of these entities that does things for non-profit or for the benefit of other people, in a perpetual type system. Veronica in progress. Is this possibly the last live? Yes, ma'am, it is. It is possibly the last live. We'll see what happens. I was going to explain very intimately a lot of the things that I've gone through, which is it would blow y'all's mind. But I think what I want to just kind of say is that I have TikTok on a company phone from a company that fired me a long time ago, which I think would be interesting. In a few days, it'll be illegal in the U.S. This is as far as I'm going to go. It'll be illegal in the U.S. and it'll be on a device that I own from a company that fired me for not taking the juice. And they banned it a long time ago too from all other company devices. So I think that'll be very. I think it's fitting. I think it's very fitting how everything works out. But I was gonna express, like, you know, some of the stuff I've gone through to face to get me to where I'm at on my walk, to be able to help a lot of y'all. You know, being able to study for many years in dark places, to be able to come to the light, to be able to help. But yeah, thanks for posting my website. There's a lot of free stuff on there for everybody, and I'm trying to figure out how to. It needs to update with what I have on my desktop, because I started off my live a little while ago talking about this vision video that I put in my Telegram group, but I put it on my Dropbox on my desktop, and I kept looking on my website and it wouldn't update, so I had to actually drag it onto my the web-based version of Dropbox, because I do everything off my remote Dropbox, and it's normally updating, but I gotta figure out how to get that updating. But Woogie Boogie, Charles, you're awesome. Thank you, I appreciate it. And you know, I wish I could help y'all out more. Again, like I said, all of my social medias are on my website, so you know, if you go on there, you will be able to still contact me some way or another, whether that's through X or through Truth, or through what's the other one, YouTube. You know, y'all could always reach out to me through that, and you know, it just is what it is. It's been a crazy ride. I've truly enjoyed it. You know, I on one hand, you know, I'm very grateful that TikTok has allowed me to reach millions of people. You know, and there's no other platform that I know of that would even come close to allowing the stuff that I'm talking about, which is pretty much, you know, not okay for the public to see. You know, I don't know any other platform that would allow that other than TikTok. And so I've been very grateful to allow to get 40,000 followers during my walk on here, and it's been great helping everybody. It really has. You know, a new chapter in my life. I'll probably get a little involved in not-for-profit real estate type stuff to help out communities and things like that. And set aside a little more. I have a little more free time. I've had a lot more free time since I've been shadow banned. You know, I used to be flooded with inbox invites and emails and questions and all that stuff. And you know, I actually was feeling good how I had my life kind of structured around also helping y'all with all the time I had set aside to answer emails and DMs and questions. And then when I started getting shadow banned, I started having more and more free time, which actually allowed me to have more and more time to make better content quality videos that were getting shadow banned even more. So, and then I have even more time to make better videos to get shadow banned even harder. So it just kind of, you know, and now we're here at the end, and it's been a fun ride. I've spent years making all these videos, and I don't know what'll happen from here, but I think I'm probably going to take a good little break from social media for a while. And try to get into some natural light, some real stuff, instead of these fake artificial screens that are harming our eyes and our cells and our bodies and stuff like that. But I do appreciate all y'all, and I was going to make a thank you to all of my fans video once I reached 200,000 likes. But since I went from, on average, when they started shadow banning me, I was going on average to getting over 1,000 likes per video down to under 100 per video. So in order for me to reach the 200,000, it just ain't gonna happen. And then all of a sudden they boosted me out to 60,000 people out of nowhere. Like, I don't know why TikTok did that. It's just kind of weird why they would do this. It's just the weirdest app ever. It's the weirdest app ever. Hate to love it, love to hate it. You know, I found all y'all found me, and I'm so glad that, you know, y'all got to become, you know, someone enlightened in all the stuff that I've studied that's taken a lot of time and energy and effort to put these puzzle pieces together. And you just got to be very careful, because a lot of people will will put out this misinformation that they're working for, you know, a federal agency, or they're trying to lead you astray, or they're just trying to get your money. You know, when they come on and just say, oh yeah, you can just, you know, tell the IRS you're human and you don't have to pay taxes, or they just say, hey, you know, you can cash in your birth certificate bond to the Treasury, you know, stuff like that. It's just, you know, there's just so much misinformation, and, you know, I've done my best to try to lay good foundations for y'all to use your best judgment to be able to, you know, guide and walk out there in the commercial seas to be able to use righteous judgment, because that's what it's all about, is using righteous judgment on a case-by-case basis. Veronica, thank you so much for the GGs and the dolphins. I do appreciate it, truly. Your gifts will be used to help others on my walk. I don't know what's going to happen from here. Again, I don't know. Thank you both for being my beautiful moderators and supporting me. I do appreciate everything y'all have done. I will be probably doing a little bit of traveling and you know, helping others. Again, I don't think it's going to be too much longer before I'm getting ready to start working on heavily not-for-profit, to be able to engage in communities, to be able to help with certain things and stuff. So that's gonna be pretty fun. And I don't know, but again, about social media, X kind of sucks. Truth kind of sucks. I enjoyed the dog mess out of TikTok, because they allow real news to get out. Somebody sent me a video, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna miss getting some of this real news coming out occasionally. You know, some of it's false. You got to be careful. But you know, this stuff is it's a very beautiful app, and it's very love-hate relationship. And I'm sliding this last live in before I gotta go handle some stuff. So feel free to ask any and all questions. Veronica, you won't get rid of me this easily. I hear you. Now I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, Sunday's the fun day, right? And then it's so unique that they're pushing their agenda to have it removed, you know, the day before Trump's gonna hit the office running. He's going to hit it. He's going to have hundreds of executive orders ready to sign. It is going to be a very interesting ride, guys. So 2025, you know, I think it's going to be a bumpy ride. I don't think it's going to be as fun as I would like it to be. I think there's going to be some roller coaster to it, and we'll have to see what happens. If you know, if the economy can bounce back, it can. If not, you know, every fiat currency in history fails. So, you know, when's that happening? I don't know. You know, but I have actually kind of avoided all the cryptocurrencies. Haven't wanted, you know, spend a dime of effort or anything trying to get into any of that stuff. Like, it's too volatile to even worry about that stuff. So, you know, if it ain't gonna be Basel IV compliance, you know, I don't know. So, I think we're in for a bumpy ride. I think you know, there are some people that want it to be a very smooth transfer, but I think that, you know, when you start taking away, you know, power from leeches and criminals and, you know, demons and stuff like that, they lash out. It's gonna create a wave. You know, it just is what it is. And there's always a balance of public versus private. So, you know, when the COVID was released and they were doing away with a lot of the kids playing in traffic, you know, they were showing the public, you know, all kinds of different things. But, you know, on one hand, they used that as a tool to you know, mitigate a lot of that kind of stuff as well. So, you know, I don't know what's going to happen, but Veronica, you said I have thankfully made some money in crypto. Yeah, but you're basing your what you call money off of the U.S. dollar. You know, if you only based crypto off of crypto, then you'd have nothing, because crypto is only has any value because you're basing it off of what a U.S. dollar is worth. And that's how everything works. And that's why the U.S. dollar to me is just a tool. It's not something to base the value off of something else that has, you know, says it has value off of something. Because at the end of the day, if nobody wants to take that crypto, it's not worth nothing. If nobody wants to take the Federal Reserve note, which is what everything hinges upon right now, if the Federal Reserve note crashes, all the other cryptocurrencies are going to fall like dominoes, because everybody is basing the fact that they can exchange that cryptocurrency, except for some places do take Bitcoin. I mean, I do grant, you know, I will say that is true, but if the Federal Reserve note fails, all the other cryptos are gone. It is what it is, because everybody's basing their value off of what a U.S. dollar is. So it is high risk, could be high reward, and the problem with scratching the itch of gambling is when you make a quick return or a good return on your investment fastly. Barely anybody wants to cash out. They get that dopamine high and they want to keep going. It's like, oh, I made this money, now I can keep going. Let me keep investing in something. A smart move is to, put an investment in something crazy like that, and then if you make more than you put in, just take some out, and then eventually once you make back like what you've put in, you're good. Like it doesn't matter. At that point, you have made a full 100% return on investment, and what happens from there, it doesn't matter at that point. It's like anything is a plus from there. But that is a suggestion, is to pull out money from the crypto market as it's made until you are par with what you actually invested. That way you can't lose. You can't lose that way if you continue to make smart investment moves. But anyway, guys, feel free to ask any and all questions. Again, this is probably my last live. I'll post it on YouTube if you want to catch a recap of it to see, some of the stuff I'm saying. I appreciate all of you guys. This is kind of my thank you to all my fans videos. I'm very, very appreciative. I thought about getting up and twerking and doing some ASMR so that I'd actually go out to a few people, but I'm a busy guy. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying life. I had a lot of fun making a lot of content, and it's funny that as my content started getting really good, it was like as I was getting shadow banned. So, I love you guys too. I really appreciate everything that y'all have done to put effort in and moderate, and you've helped me on my walk tremendously, Veronica. I hope I've helped a lot of y'all too. That's what I'm here for. One way or another, I'm going to be doing what I can to help others. I'm almost at 4.5 thousand likes, and I've only been here for 30 minutes. That's got to be kind of a record or something. With 5 of y'all that are on here, somebody's fingers hurting. All right, I've gone on TikTok lives and I've seen hot chicks that have 6, 7, 8,000 viewers on there. I got 5, and for me to have almost 5,000 likes, somebody's putting in some work. That's just that. I'm doing deductive reasoning on that one. So, guys, feel free to ask any and all questions. Again, I was going to make a video, but it's so demotivational to spend 10, 15 hours on a video for it to get banned immediately, And I am grateful that TikTok did allow me to reach so many people, but right now it just ain't happening, So we'll see what happens in the coming days. I appreciate you, saying that about me, Veronica. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm very glad that I was able to enlighten you on your walking paths, and I hope I was able to enlighten a lot of people. And guys, it's Friday. I am balancing and enjoying life. So if y'all don't have any other questions, I will most assuredly be getting ready to go join. I got somebody that's going to help me make a sandwich, and I'm going to bring some vegan cheese out there, and I'm going to make a sandwich on my way to bachata, and then I'm gonna pick up my son, and then I'm gonna have a good night, and we're gonna party a little bit. He does this thing where he says freeze froze, so he'll freeze me, and then I gotta stay still, and then he'll like manipulate me, and like he'll put stuff on my hands, or like have me like pick my nose, or like do something wild, and then say unfreeze, and then you gotta be like, oh, what happened? Act surprised and stuff like that. It's really cute. But the little sucker did turn the dial on my fridge all the way up to froze, which is funny because he's always saying freeze froze. So all of my fruits and vegetables were like just frozen because he turned the knob without me knowing. So he's a little sneaky thing. But Nicole Solomon, you definitely saved me from making a dumb decision on the sovereign citizen ID. Yeah, it's literally an oxymoron. Like, you can't be sovereign and a citizen at the same time. I have gone down those roads, and much like children, it's okay to fall, but whenever you're learning stuff, you just want to take little baby steps. You want to try to bounce it off of foundations, and that's what I've tried to do for all of y'all. I tried to lay these foundations the best that I can that so that y'all can build upon them. Like, you have to be able to use your own righteous judgment, and that's how I've talked to so many people, because so many people want me to be their mouthpiece and do their paperwork for them and all this stuff, and that's not the way this works. You have to do it on your own. You have to be able to put in the own work. Yes, your time is valuable, but hey, so is mine, you know. And as much as I love helping people, I can't hold thousands and thousands and thousands of hands. Oh, yeehaw! Thank you for the cowboy hat again. This is gonna, y'all gonna make me feel sad making this my last live. Like, I was not gonna try to get all sad, but I'm really appreciative for everything. The real Steez, what's good, King? Thank you for all your information. Yes, absolutely. What's within me is within y'all, and we bounce and reflect off each other as frequencies that are here for edification and the light. And that is one of the most beautiful songs that you could ever sing, is unity, and that is what universe means. One song. That's what we're all in. We're all in this universe. So if there's no more questions, guys, you know, I'm gonna bounce out. I thank you all so much for everything that y'all have done. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, the follows, the gifts, everything. I have put in a lot of time and effort to create my website and all these resources for y'all to just browse around. Y'all should really take time going through the class folder and listening to audios. You know, it'll really change your life. That's what helped me out, is, you know, while I was driving, you know, instead of listening to, you know, Jay-Z talk about whose mommy's banging, you know, throw on one of these live audios, or we have one of my live audios, or one of the audios off of my class folder that, you know, I started studying from, and it'll kind of retrain you, because this commercial language is another language. It is a whole nother language, you know. My friend, she's Spanish, and that's something I want to kind of learn. But that's a whole nother language too. Thanks for the cap, much appreciated. Awareness. One of these, y'all got me smiling. All these freaking gifts y'all give me. It's kind of bittersweet not being able to get on here anymore. There's very possible that I'll try to do something else for a live one day, or some other social media, but I don't know. The Real Steez, thank you so much. Your gifts will be used to help others. There's an app called Favorited that's pure live. That's cool. There's so many apps, you know. There's so many apps. I listened to one that video that someone sent me. This guy, I love him, but he sent me, if I don't watch him, he'll send me over 100-something videos in a day, and it's like, dude, I don't have this much time to go through all these things. But there was one he sent me that said there's a video that said, you know, any platform that you use is going to have corporate interest as the ultimate goal, which is not, it's against the people. You know, when you start putting money and dollar at the top of the triangle in order to try to operate, then it's going to be evil eventually. It's just that's what this video he said was. But he said if you use an open source type of platform that doesn't have open greed, or it's open source, so everybody can see the code, so there's no like hidden algorithms to, like, you know, something like that. He was like, this app is great, it's got 10 users, y'all should join it. And I was like, that's gonna take a while to get up there. Guys, oh my gosh, y'all are killing it. Y'all, thank you so much for all these gifts, man. I really appreciate it. Again, I don't know what'll happen. This, you know, the app might go back live, you know, after Trump gets in office or something. Somebody might buy it. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't know if any other content creators out there have received just a giant boost in views lately. Like, I think it's like TikTok saying goodbye too. But on Kansas Soil, have you done live on YouTube? I have not. But I honestly don't know what'll happen, because they're shadow banning me way harder than any other platform I've ever been on. Like, YouTube does not want my stuff going out. I posted a short video, which was just me talking about why a judge would ask if you're employed, and it had 1 view in 5 days. 1. I'm talking 1. And then during that time, I had someone come on and actually laugh that they were the 5th viewer or something. They were like, this only has 5 views, and I literally replied, I'm like, dude, I'm so shadow banned, I had 1 view in 5 days. Like, this is unheard of. And that 1 view was probably just the handler on YouTube that was like, you ain't going nowhere else. But yeah, it's bad. I am on YouTube. I have not done a live on there yet. I've thought about getting a nice camera and making better content and stuff, but I put it on, how much time, effort, and energy do I want to spend on a video that is only going to go to 3 people? Okay? And I know it's not about numbers. Like, I love you guys and I love helping out and stuff, but again, my time is precious. I would rather invest that 15, 16 hours in doing something else than making the most amazing video that one person is going to look at, Like, at that point, I just keep it to myself. I'm one person. I could just watch it. I'm my biggest fan. I ain't gonna lie. I'm my biggest fan. I listen to all my stuff. I'll listen to this live again, even though, a recap of it will be on YouTube and the audio will be in my Telegram group. But I listen to all my stuff, so, I got stuff that I've bought to make a video sitting in my closet to try to explain the difference in operating between the as a national or a U.S. citizen and all the difference. It would have made it so beautiful to understand the 2 different game boards and how to operate and what's visible through one board to the other and all this stuff. I had it all set up. But I'm like, I didn't even want to spend the effort and time for it to get banned twice. My last video got banned twice. Like, I've never even heard of that. How do you get twice banned on except 2 appeals? Like, that's crazy. Nuts. All right, I went on a little rant right there. Awareness. Got to reciprocate the energy, my brother. Your platform is freedom. It is. But this is TikTok, This is TikTok's platform, and you gotta kind of abide by. In one sense, they, it's funny, I put on TikTok and the owner's like, yeah, we want to help all y'all. We care about free stuff. And I'm like, psh, y'all don't care about my stuff. Y'all banning the dog mess out of me. Talk about caring about people's freedom of speech and Constitution, which is suspended during times of war. They don't care about no constitutional rights. It's all about corporate interests and corporate greed. That's why when I turn on TikTok, it has CapCut videos going out to billions of people because they want to sell more CapCut ads or more, because they make you buy that app in order to edit videos. When I first started using CapCut, there was so much free stuff on there. Then all of a sudden, like, you had to buy the app to do anything. Like, you couldn't even edit all the volumes at once anymore. Like, what in the world? Like, buy that. It's all about corporate interests and corporate greed, baby. And that's what ends up happening on this triangle whenever money becomes the top of the all-seeing eye. And that's the unfortunate truth about the insidious system called for-profit. When you start operating not for profit and you come from a higher vibration and frequency and love and trying to help everybody the best you can, and money is not your master, that is the best way to operate, if you ask me personally. But again, this world is not my kingdom. So if y'all want to try to operate in it properly, be in it, not of it. Oh, thank you so much for the light, Straw Stacker. How you doing? You caught me on probably my last live. Thanks for coming out. I think I have a few questions. I am kind of on a tight window, guys. So even though I've been on here for 43 minutes, I will have to wrap up in an hour because, like I said, I got a sandwich to make before I go to bachata with a friend. So, all right. I haven't done live on YouTube, but again, I was thinking about buying a nice camera and going up, but I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what'll happen. If I do that, but that is a possibility. The real Steez, I just got into it, and you gain followers quick. Only 25 to go live. Oh, really? Wow, it used to be 1,000. You only gotta get 25 followers to get on there. I just saw an ad when I went live that said they're gonna do a campaign from now until February 7th, but obviously that doesn't count for U.S. citizens, so I don't know what it is. The real Steez, persistent and consistency is key. Yes. Well, and I tried that, and it's really odd. I've tried to see what TikTok, like how shadow banned I am, and I put a poem out, and they banned it. They banned a freaking poem, a spiritual poem. Said it was. They just pick random stuff to ban me. It said it was as interesting as a QR code. The disclaimer, if y'all go on my profile and look at my disclaimer, they said that was as interesting as a QR code. They banned it because it was like unoriginal, something that I completely made up other than reading a quote from John Bouvier, who created a law dictionary of equity. That I would trust someone who created a law dictionary on what they say about equity. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I read that. But I appealed that as soon as it got banned, and then what they do is if you don't appeal it within 7 days, they say you've missed your window, and I appealed it as soon as it got banned. They never acknowledged it, and then I circled back a month later, and they say, oh, you've missed your window for appealing. And I'm like, I already appealed it. Like, it's terrible. Terrible what they do. But, hey, they got to pick on me, this multi-quadrillion-dollar business industry that, wants to keep some truth hidden. It just is what it is. I know they don't like chemtrails for some reason. Are talking about it. Persistence. Oh, no. Kansas Soul. What about a channel on Odyssey? There's so many apps out there. Like I could use the podcast. I could, I don't know what I'll do. But I honestly think that the app's not going anywhere, all right? Because by the time these companies try to ban the internet usage, and they said that it just won't be downloadable for a little bit, and then by then, it'll take Trump maybe a month or two before he figures something out, and then it'll probably just be right back. Black Swan, thanks for catching me, man. This is probably my last live. Thanks for coming on, man. I had to come on a little early because I got some stuff going on. I wanted to come on at my normal late time, but. Thanks for joining for this last kind of hurrah that might be a little while. On favorited, not TikTok. Oh, really? That's wild. Veronica, they said it wasn't original. Yeah, they say that on all my stuff. They ban my stuff for all kinds of different things. So when I first posted my traveling versus driving video, it went out to maybe 90,000 people. I got 8,500, 9,000 likes. And then I told a federal agent about it, and then he reported it, and it got banned. So then I was like, screw that. I posted it again. Now, this is the difference in timeline. It'd probably been about 6 months from then. I posted it again, just threw it back up there. It went a while before it got community guidelines violation. I got 1,000 likes on it this time. Then, many months later, again, I posted it again. This time I put, this is a fake video. Don't listen to his garbage. And it ended up getting banned twice. It got banned for people from 18 and banned for misinformation. They accepted the appeal for misinformation, and then they accepted the one for 18, and it said that it will allow some audiences that don't mind the description of being involved in riotous act, or like something crazy. And what's funny is when I posted it, I'll freaking read y'all this. This is gonna make y'all laugh. I have never in my life heard something like this. So when I first posted it, it said, let's see, I'm gonna call TikTok out on this. Oh, it's my daughter going iFly. That was so funny. Where are we at? Oh, where is this thing? Was it before then? Here we go. We're getting there. Your video is not eligible for recommendation for the For You feed if you disagree. Of course I do. That was the first ban. All right, they received my appeal. Based on our moderation technology, we restricted your video from audience under 18 for unsafe conduct. This is for driving versus traveling. The third time I posted it. This content contains depictions, instructions for or explanations of dangerous stunts by non-professionals. So that's what I was doing. I am giving instructions or explanations of dangerous stunts by non-professionals. And then when they accepted the appeal, they said that it was, this is so funny. So my first appeal was accepted, and that one said, your appeal is approved. Your video is now available to audiences who may be comfortable with mild depictions of unsafe conduct. So y'all watch my driving versus traveling and tell me what kind of mild depictions of unsafe conduct I'm talking about. And then they accepted my appeal for restored for community guidelines violation on misinformation. It's just like, it's a battle, and it's just tiring. It's a never-ending battle. Guys, thank you so much for coming on here. LOL, bro, I think I figured out why they have been trying to separate us from China so much. No, I think they're trying to join us. That was what I said. I think this Red Note thing might be all a power move to try to get us all to give all our data straight up to Red Note, straight on over. Why does China own the majority or large swaths of U.S. land over here? Why is the UN setting up military bases with Chinese UN soldiers everywhere? Why I don't know. It could be anything. It's up in the air. I have no idea what's going on. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. But again, it could just be all a big ploy to end up merging us more with China. at the end of the day. That's what this whole thing could be. It's amazing all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go join Red Note now because the U.S. is garbage. Like that's they're all in cahoots. Like it's all one big game. It's all one big club. They've been trading the securities on our heads in the Hong Kong market. Wow. Yeah, from my understanding is, and by all means, TikTok, ban me if you want to on this one. My understanding is that the Obamacare Act was putting a lien on every U.S. citizen to prevent World War III and the default on the bankruptcy to all the money that the U.S. owes China. That's what my understanding is from times past. So the China owns a good majority of U.S. securities and debt, and they've been in bed together for a long time. And Biden was just funneling it, selling everything he could to them, while acting like they're the bad guys. So it's like I'll tickle you from underneath while I'm paying you, while nobody's looking behind my back. So that is what it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much for daggone. I haven't gotten this many gifts in so long. I am very appreciative. Awareness Daily and Veronica and Straw it's a tongue twister, Straw Stacker, and the real Steez and stuff. Again, y'all know how to reach out to me. Join my Telegram group if you want to. The audio of this will be on there. The recap of the video will be on YouTube. You can check out all my social medias on my website. You can also browse all the information that I've made on my website, including all the playlists that I've created to help everybody. So, guys, thank you so much. I think I'm gonna sign off. My throat's getting a little tired, and I hope that all of y'all have a really great weekend. I don't know what'll happen in this app. I don't really know when I'll be back on, if ever. If not, I'll find something to get into because I can't just sit there and twiddle my thumbs forever. I will have fun dancing. Thanks, Kansas. This is my last bachata class too. I almost had the last one, but it got snowed out, and they didn't freaking tell everybody on Facebook. I was sitting there trying to see what they were posting, and they didn't say it on Facebook. They didn't say they were going to cancel the class, so I was like, dang, I showed all the way up, and yeah, we do need to catch up, buddy. All right, guys. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Thanks again for all the gifts, shares, follows, likes, and all the enlightenment, and all for being students. And y'all have helped me out too. Y'all have taught me a lot during this walk. I mean, for real, when I first started releasing information, like, I continue to grow. I really do. If you're not having fun, then you're doing it wrong. Yeah, that is true. All right, guys. Again, thank you so much. Love all you guys. Peace. Charity, blessings, everything that I can send for all of y'all. Thank you for joining me on my walk and my paths. Again, we'll see what happens. I always peacefully come from a place of positivity and being full while also being empty. Was it half full and empty at the same time? You're supposed to be hungry and full at the same time, and that's where I'm at. So I'll catch you somehow, maybe somewhere. If not, enjoy. So